Ladies and gentlemen, Ted Cruz and his wife are catching all kinds of hell for sneaking off to Cancun while everyone in Texas was freezing their behinds off this past week. Well, he's mad at his neighbors and he's calling them a-holes because they revealed his wife's text message about escaping and going to Cancun. But you know what? This really revealed a lot about how politicians feel about us. Now you know they truly do not care, even if the people look just like them. Texas showed it in more ways than one. The rich never lost their power in Texas. They didn't lose nothing. And you had all of the people that were not in those rich neighborhoods struggling to survive. And what a struggle it was watching what Texans went through last week. What a struggle. You know, you had that mayor of Colorado City, Texas, cussing the people out, talking about the local government don't owe you nothing. You're paying taxes and you're paying the salaries of people like Ted Cruz. And he completely turned his back on everyone and ran off and made sure he was okay and his family was okay, but the hell with everyone else. And ever since then, this man has been struggling to try to defend himself and trying to act all outraged. And he just looks worse by each day passing. He just looks worse and worse. Ted Cruz is an asshole. He always been an asshole. But see, many of these politicians are like that. Now you know they really truly do not care about your struggle. They don't care that you're paying your tax dollars. They will turn their back on you anyway during a crisis. And you know what it's really showing y'all? There ain't no politician worse than an American politician. American politicians are horrible. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on, they're terrible. They are, you know? But now there's no denying they do not care about the people at all. They just showed you. And there were more politicians that agreed with that piece of crap from Colorado City running his mouth. Now you know. It's been a few days since Senator Ted Cruz, Republican, Texas, was shamed into returning from his tone deaf trip to Cancun during a once in a generation disaster that killed dozens of people in his home state. It's going to be far more, because you got to get around to many of the elderly that live alone. It's going to take a while before they tally up that number. And it's the same way here, through the winter. If you don't live where it's cold, you don't realize a lot of people don't make it through the winter. Especially this was a pretty tough one. All right, so he'd appreciate it if everyone would just give him a break. Do y'all feel like giving Ted Cruz a break? I don't think he should get a break. No one that was struggling through all that cold weather down in Texas got a break. Why should Ted Cruz get a break? Get a break for what? These politicians barely work. You saw how many recesses Mitch McConnell and them took. They barely do work. Give him a break. In an appearance on a conservative, ruthless podcast, Cruz got particularly salty about his Houston neighbors, who appears to believe leaked the text of his wife about their planned trip. He said, Heidi is pretty pissed about that. Who cares, Ted Cruz? Nobody cares about you and your wife being mad. Man, please give me a break. I don't know. Who the hell cares that Ted Cruz and his wife are mad? What y'all did was rotten. You know, that was an opportunity to address the people and make sure you got the basic needs to them. And don't tell me Texas didn't have the money. If you couldn't do anything else for those folks, like I said before, you could have set up remote locations that had heat and electricity and a hot meal. Even if people don't want to stay, they would have had a place to walk in and get a hot meal and go home, or stay there if they absolutely had no heat at all. You just like you do for hurricanes. You always have remote sites, and those sites will have generators. So if power goes out everywhere else, those shelters, the lights are still on. Wow. Y'all didn't do nothing. Your governor didn't do nothing. The senator didn't do nothing. The damn local politician up there trying to cuss you out during a crisis. Y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all didn't do nothing. The only thing you need is your ass kick Ted Cruz for doing nothing and being sorry as hell. That's what you need. So Cruz appeared to lay the blame for the leak on Democrats. Here we go. Supporting neighbors, saying the leak was a sign of how ridiculous and nasty politics have become in the nation. So I guess his neighbors are Democrats and he's blaming them. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Ted Cruz, you just look bad. You look bad. If people had sense, they would actually vote you out for what you did. But America is so ass backwards, y'all. They'll look at this situation and everything Ted Cruz did, and they'll still vote this man back in. That's how stupid they are in America. America's a screwed up place. And now you see the politicians are even more screwed up. These folks are giving themselves raises every single year, and they're skipping out on you when there's a crisis. That's all we saw through Texas. They just skipped out on the people and nothing got done. And the worst part is those folks are going to be dealing with water issues for years to come. That is not something you're going to be able to clear up overnight, just like all those burst pipes they're going to have to go and fix. That takes time. That is not something you're going to get done in a few months. You're going to be dealing with that for a long time. And when you think about it, and the weather heats up, you're going to have mold and mildew, and man, it's going to be all kinds of problems Texas will be dealing with for a long time, you know. But Ted Cruz has showed he is of no use to the state of Texas. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.